What's that, Skip? Shauno's talking about Supercoach again. Let's go. G'day everybody, it's Shauno again, and I'm back with some more Supercoach content. Today we're going to be doing our round 17 review, and as you can see from the thumbnail, my mids are trash. But before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't already subbed, please do that. It helps me out a lot. Really appreciate all the support I've got so far. So yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, please do that for me right now. Like the video, and if you would like, please leave me a comment down below letting me know how you went this week. One last thing, don't forget to join my Discord. I'll leave a link in the comments, and if you would like to pop your team in the section that says post my team here, when we do our Thursday live videos, we'll throw your team up on the screen and have a chat about it. So if that sounds like something you like to do, don't forget to join the Discord. All right, let's get on with the team review, crew, and here we go. This week we scored 2,438. Now that sounds good, but it wasn't really. It's only a top 32% round score, which dropped our season rank 2,956 places. So now we're at 37,158. Now we did gain 25,000 places over the buys, but we just lost a couple there. And I think we'll kind of see, well, pretty like a lot of time we talk about who are the villains and who are the heroes of the team. I think this week it's either you're a hero or a villain. There's not too many mediocre scores. There's a few, but not too many. So let's go on and have a look at how we did, or how the players did. We just saw how we did, which, even though it seems like a good score, actually wasn't that great. The top team of the round got to over 2,800, and this score of mine could have easily been a 2,600 if a few of my midfielders pulled their fingers out, and I didn't get a little bit unlucky. So Holmes, 114. I think this is definitely a hero score. It's good for him. Round his average, we like it. Ash, 105. We would like a little bit better, but we will take it. Again, this is probably one of the ballpark scores that we will live with. And then Whitfield. Now, I know you guys love the rant, so I think we're going to bring back the rant right about now.
I'm mad!
Thank God his pants stayed on.
Okay, Sean Darcy, you tool. Like, you're not only in the Dockers team, and if we jump down a little bit further, ruining Jackson's score. Now, I crunched the numbers before this video. With Darcy in the team, Jackson averages about 117, which is still really good. But without him out of the team, taking out one outlier score of 66, he's averaging about 135. So not only is he screwing up Jackson's ceiling for me, but he goes and flares those stupid big elbows around and cops Lockie Whitfield in the head and concusses him. Now, we know Lockie Whitfield's got a bit of a history of concussion, so hopefully he's not going to be out for too long. Hopefully only a week, maybe two, but you never know with people with history of concussion how long it's going to be. So yes, my rant this week is that Sean Darcy, you are a tool. Get out of Freo, get out of Vito, get out of my nightmares. All right, let's get on with the rest of the team. So Wilkie got 100, which is, I think this is good for Wilkie. We'll take this. We're going to call this a hero score. He cracked the three figures, which we will take for what we got him for. 87. I mean, Dacos, again, he started off a bit slow and kind of dragged it back at the end. So I guess this is okay, but we would like more out of him. And Clark, 96. I mean, it's kind of sad, but we almost call this a hero score from Clark, right? He almost got 100, so not too bad. On the bench, Will Edwards is absolutely killing it for me with 80, and Dirksen with a 67. Hopefully, he keeps his space in the team. Obviously, for this week, we're probably just going to take Whitfield off and bring Edwards on, and hopefully he can score 80 again. He seems to go 80, 50, 80, 50, so I wouldn't be surprised if he gets to 50, but we will accept the 80 and we'll probably loop him with Dirksen if possible. All right. Dacos was one of our vice captain options, and it would have been fine if you had picked him. He got the 133, very nice. Butters 103 had a bit of a tension, a bit of a tag from Finn O'Sullivan, I think it was. And Bont also with the 80 got a bit of a tag from James Jordan. So 2 down scores there by premiums. So they're definitely villains. Callahan, I expect more. I want more out of Callahan. I know it's one of these average scores, but we didn't get him to get average scores, so he's almost a villain. I'd like to see 110, 115 pluses. Definite villain, Will Day. Had him in the team a couple of weeks now. We had the option. We could have gone Luke Parker for Sinclair, but we went Will Day. He got us a few decent scores, but now he's dropped to 69, and he had like 5 free kicks against and about 7 clangers. So I mean, it could have been a decent score, but geez, that hurt. That really hurt, that 69. Rao, 72, another disgraceful score by him. Really bad trading by me, Rao. So I can only blame myself. Yep, another complete villain. Another villain here, Sam Walsh. He kind of had a decent game last week. He plays Richmond, one of the easiest teams to score against. No, 65. And look at this. Hall Kahan, 73, who outscores Will Day, Matt Rao, and Sam Walsh. A 99k mid-season rookie outscored 3 of my 500k plus, midfielders. That's a sad, sad day in Sean's midfield. That's how it goes. And even he almost outscored Bont. Another 7 points, he outscores Bont as well. So pretty sad when your rookie is outscoring your primos. Jack Ison, at least he played. He got a 49. I think he's break even down to 14, so he can still make money. Not that that's going to matter to me very much. Bamford didn't play, and Joel Fitzgerald. Obviously, we had Dyson Sharp up here, but now with this new DPP for Dyson Sharp, which we were hoping he was going to get, now we can bring him down, and we actually have some coverage in the forward line, which we're going to get to, but we probably could have done with that last week instead of this week. Gawn and Jackson in the midfield. Now in the ruck line. We did pencil in Jackson as a possible VC, but I don't think we can make him a VC anymore with Darcy in the team. You heard my rant. I just don't think he's got those huge ceilings. He can still get a 130 or 140, but I don't see 160s and 170s coming with Darcy in the team unless he kicks a lot of goals. For him to get one of those 130, 140s, he's going to have to kick a couple of goals. Gawn, now as soon as I heard, now I know he wasn't one of my options in my captains and trades video, but as soon as I heard Hawthorn were going down to the 1 ruck, it was just going to be Meek, he automatically became my captain. And he paid off with a 165. So very, very happy with Gawn there. Definitely one of the heroes. Now, my fallback captain was going to be Harry Sheasel. So, it would have worked out anyway. Would have got a few more points if I had gone that way. But, I mean, I'm still very happy with the Gawn pick. And isn't Sheasel being absolutely awesome? So, Horn Francis, 131. It's also been awesome. Really, really happy with that. Pickett, 103. Now, a little bit like Gawn. Gawn, the game was over. They were absolutely thrashing Hawthorn in the last quarter. They gave him a long rest. I was watching the game. It felt like 10 minutes. It probably wouldn't be. It wasn't that long, but like 10 minutes near the beginning of the quarter on the bench. That could have been a massive, massive score by Gawn. I was thinking he was going to get 200. And Pickett was kind of the same. He was on fire, and then he kind of just petered out, in the last quarter or so. This could have been easily a 120 score, I think, out of Pickett. But, Melbourne kind of just slowed down and put the cue in the rack, as they say. Petrarca, nice to see. Petrarca is back with a 117. Outperformed all his fellow Gold Coast friends like Rowell and Noah Anderson. Even though if you've got Noah Anderson, I give him a little bit of a break because he was tagged. So, you have to live with that. Durham is definitely my best trade in this year by a long way. We got him like a 350k, and I think the lowest score he's got since he's been in is a 90. And then the Thrillthorpe. Riley Thrillthorpe, we have him in 1 week. He gets us in a 90. We're really happy. He gets a really sweet matchup against the Eagles, who actually absolutely get dominated in the first quarter. And what happens? He gets sick and he's left out, which left us no coverage because we didn't have Sharp. As we said, we had Banfield down here. We had no coverage in the forward line, which means we had a 0 here, which means we were down to playing the best 22, not 23, as we usually were. And then Grundy, 105. The stats say he should have got a much bigger score, but then his disposal efficiency was absolutely shocking, around in the 50% mark, I think. So that's why he didn't go huge. But, if he cleans up those stats a little bit, this is anywhere from a 120 to a 150 score. A few more hitouts to advantage. A few more possessions, a few more kicks, a couple marks, and that could have been a massive score. So I'm hoping it's a big score from him is just around the corner. One little mention I feel a bit sorry for the crew out there as well. I'd be pretty angry. I was pretty angry at Sean Darcy, as I said, but I was pretty angry on your guys out there behalf who still got Houston in your team. Again, he smashes out a 60 in a half and then gets like 4 points in the second half. I am so glad I got rid of that guy, even though I know he got 100 last week. I'm so happy not to see him in my team. I just felt very sorry for anybody who still owns him, because how you get 4 points and a half, I will never know. Okay, crew, so that's how the team went. We've had our rant. Now it's time to reveal who is the MVP of Shauno's team this week. So as usual, if you look down here below me, it's going to appear in a few seconds. And the MVP this week in Shauno's team is Mr. Max Gawn. He didn't get the biggest score, but he was my captain. He's against Hawthorn, and he absolutely dominated. And I think he's a big reason that they were, putting the thrashing on Hawthorn for that first half or for the first 3 quarters. Really, he was putting it right down the throat of his midfielders and had a absolutely awesome game. Seemed to be everywhere. So Gawn, he gets the 3 points. Now, in the Dennis Cometti medal, which is how we rate our MVP, Gawn gets the 3 points. 2 points for that massive score at Harry Sheasels, and 1 point, welcome into the running Sam Durham. Last week, he was very unlucky, as I said, not to get a point. And this week, I think, even though he wasn't the biggest score, Dacos scored more than him, but I think the fact that he's been so consistent and for the price we got him for, I think, he definitely deserves that 1 point. And he was on scaling for a bigger, a bigger score. He had 60 points at halftime, so this could have been a 120. Love his role, love what he does. So I'm thinking that's great. And as you can see, we have a new leader. The new leader is the Mr. Harry Sheasel, is in lead of the Dennis Cometti medal. So well done, Mr. Sheasel. You've overtaken the Bont. You've overtaken Luke Jackson. If you keep this up, you've got a real good chance to win it this year. So, all right, that's how the Dennis Cometti medal went this week. Let's get rid of that. Now let's talk a bit about trades in our segment that we like to call You're Fired.
This is the last straw, Griffin. You are fired.
Fine. I'm not good enough for this place anyway.
All right. What we're going to say, nobody gets fired from Shauno's team this week because he's only got 2 trades. But while we're doing this segment, I will talk about weeks a bit further on. Now, don't forget, if you want to find out who's the best trade-in targets for you and the best captain options for you, then watch my trades and captains videos, which come out on Wednesdays, and I give all my best predictions for you guys and girls out there in the community. So for me in the future, now, one of the players I'm going to be talking a little bit about on Wednesday is the new rookie for the Eagles, who looked very good. As an Eagles supporter, there's no way this guy should be dropped. Ollie Franco, he had a blinder of first game. He looked really good in the midfield, better than most of our other midfielders. I think this guy should be a mainstay in the midfield, and I think he can score pretty good. So maybe when he's on his bubble, if he plays another week, maybe this is a big maybe. Say this is Whitfield's back. We can do one of two things. We can trade out Dirksen. Who knows if Dirksen's going to be playing if Wiedering comes back. We can put Hall Kahan back there. And we can get ourselves a Franco. Now, and this is not for this week. This is definitely a next week. Like, we still can confirm it, though. So then I've got, I can go between Franco, Fitzgerald, and Sharp for the midfield if I need to. And we've still got Ice on there. He hasn't quite made enough money, but we got Sharp down here. So here's the coverage down on the forward line. We've got 2 people playing and a rookie that could be scoring pretty well here on the field. And Hawk Kahan, who's my preferred backup if one of my defenders go out. So yes, going down to one trade wouldn't be good, but I've got lots of coverage and my coverage players aren't too bad. Would I prefer to be having more trades and, being able to go, make some more moves or turn this Franco position into a premium? Of course I would. But my team is just not in that position this year. And we did lose our league match this week. And you guys and girls know how much the leagues matter to me. So we've dropped down. Let's have a talk about it. So we could just keep those 2 trades, but I think the Franco kid might be too good a coverage not to go in. So we drop down into 9th, and there are 1, 2, 3 people on 40 points and a couple of people on 36. So this week is going to be an important game to try and stay in the 8, and we're going to be playing an easy beat, which is nice. This guy has a lot of injuries, and I think he's kind of given up a little bit. So this could be a nice percentage booster for us this week. So that's nice to know. Hopefully I haven't jinxed myself by saying that, but it's good. I played we got a few people in our league that seem to have given up, but I played most of them at the beginning of the season, which is a bit unlucky for me when they had reasonable teams before they've given up. So it's nice to get a bit of an easy beat this week, and hopefully I can get a big score and get a nice percentage boost on them. So with that trade, it would leave me 150k, and I would save that 150k for, if one of these players goes down. So say a Sam Walsh gets injured, like who are you getting for 470 that's any good? You never got much choice, or a Clark or a Dacos. So this way I could slap that 150k on top of their heads and get whoever I want. And I'll tell you right now who I really want. I really want Nasiah Wanganeen-Malera. I wish if I had the trades to get him in my team, I'd be doing that right now. And if you haven't got him in your team and you've got trades and money, get that man in your team. He is on fire. So anyway, we'll talk more about my top picks for trade-ins and trade-outs during that video that we discussed coming out on Wednesday. So don't forget to check that one out. So now for captains and vice captains, we'll do our segment that we like to call Oh Captain, My Captain.
Oh Captain, My Captain.
Sit down, Mr. Anderson.
Okay, so I am keeping it pretty simple. I think I've already shown you guys. You can already see it here. I think Fremantle, so you got Jackson and Grundy. I'm not picking either of them. Next, you got Collingwood versus North. I guess you could go Dacos, but why not just back in Harry Sheezel? He is on fire. Now, maybe he gets an Ed Allen tag, but the same, if Dacos will probably almost definitely get a Finn O'Sullivan tag. So every week I'm like, should I pick Sheezel as my captain? But he usually plays a lot of later games. So quite often my vice captain's been working out and I haven't had to pick him. So, but this time I think I'm just going to slap the vice captain on him and see what happens. And then I'm going straight to Gawn. Gawn paid off for me this week. I knew he was going to. This week he plays Richmond, which means Nankervis. I think he'll dominate Nankervis. And with how Melbourne played last week, I think he'll provide his midfielders with a lot of hit outs to advantage and potentially another really big score, potentially. And if he gets rest in the forward line, he could potentially get a few more goals. Hopefully, they don't decide to give him a bit of a rest in this game and bring in Heath or something like that. But as a solo ruck, I think he is definitely, in my team, my number one captain choice. The only other one I could possibly think about would be Bont versus the Eagles, but he will get the Brady Hoff tag, even though I don't know how Hoff will go trying to restrict him. I think he'll just dominate him, but he hasn't been in the best form lately, so I like to go as much on history as on form. Gorn's in awesome form. I think he is the one for me. Anyway, crew, that's the video today. I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, if you haven't already subbed, please sub. Thank you so much, everybody, for all your support. I know we switch off from Supercoach a little bit this year once the teams are kind of complete or we're not doing too well. But so I really appreciate it if you're still watching the videos and you're still subbing, and if you're still liking helps me out a lot too. So if you like the video, please like the video and leave me a comment down below letting me know how you did this week. What's your score? How many trades you got left? And if you've got any plans in the way, of trades or captains and vice captains. And don't forget that one last thing, join the Discord, get your team in where it says post my team here, and we'll chuck it up on the screen on Thursday when we do the live video and talk about it, and have a great day as we usually do. My favorite videos of the week are those live videos. So once again, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll talk to you all again very soon.